Welcome back to my homeschool channel. We have officially finished our 2022-2023 school year, so it is time to start putting away all of our books and school supplies and cleaning up our school space. I wanted to talk in my video today about how I store all of our school papers. I feel like this is a struggle that every parent faces. Whether you send your kid to school or you homeschool, at the end of the year you're left with all of these papers and writing projects and art projects, and you're not sure what to keep or what to throw away. And as homeschooling parents, I feel like we struggle with this a little bit more because we have every single page or paper that our kid completed throughout the year. So we have a ton of stuff to try and figure out what we're supposed to do with. And I feel like we also stress a little bit about record keeping and what we're supposed to do to prove that we completed a school year. Sometimes that can be a little intimidating. I don't know if I have the perfect answer, but I thought that I would show you today how I store my girls' papers, what I keep and what I toss, in hopes that maybe it can help you to figure out what you need to keep, what you need to toss, and give you some storage solution ideas. So how do I store all of my kids' schoolwork? A file folder tote. So these are stackable plastic file folder totes with lids that come on and off. You can buy them on Amazon, Walmart, Office Max, lots of different places. I think I saw them on Amazon today for a single pack, I think was like $19.99, but they also have better deals where you can get 4 of them or packs of 2, and they're a little cheaper. It makes them more like $13 or $14 a tote. So if you have a lot of kids and you want to get a few of them, that would be your better deal. But search around Walmart, Amazon, Office Max, Office Depot. Like I said, they all have options for these file totes. Inside, you want to make sure if you get the tote that it's for hanging file folders specifically, because it will have a rim around the top for you to hang these hanging folders. So then I bought a pack of these hanging file folders just like this. I have one color for my oldest, and then I have another color for my second child, and I'm going to be buying another tote and another color for my preschooler and get her started so I can store some of the cute preschool work. So anyways, so I have a file folder box and I have the hanging file folders, and I have one hanging file folder for each grade. So from kindergarten through 12th grade, I just went ahead and put them all in there, and I have them labeled, or I'm going to have them labeled. I don't have them all labeled just yet, but you can see here that this one is labeled kindergarten. So I'm going to put a label for each one, and whatever I can fit inside of this hanging file folder is what I can keep for that grade. I love it because each child has their own box. These boxes are great because they have a lid, they're stackable, so I can put the other one on top, and they fit great into closets, like up on closet shelves. We have an extra storage closet in the room of our garage, and so that's where I keep these. Also, because they're plastic and because they have nice snap-on lids, they could also fit easily into an attic and everything could stay protected. So what do I keep inside of the file folder boxes? The first thing that I'm sure to put inside each file folder box at the end of the year is my homeschool planner. So this is really our record book. Throughout the year, I'm keeping track of all of the science projects that we're doing, all of the history projects that we're doing, all of our read alouds that we've done, any field trips that we've taken, and then day to day, I write down what they did for their lessons each day. So if there was ever a question about record keeping, about what we completed in a school year, it's all inside of my homeschool planner. So I definitely make sure that I keep this in one of the girls' boxes. Our state does not require that I turn in any type of portfolio or attendance record, but if your state does, then that's definitely something that you're going to want to hold on to. So whatever you turn into your school board or to your superintendent at the end of the year, also make sure you keep a copy for yourself and tuck that away in your file folder box. The second thing that I am sure to put into each kid's box is their end of the year school journals. I started doing these journals when my oldest finished kindergarten. I got them as a free printable from a Kinder Teacher's Life, so I'll link that in the description down below. But she updates these every year on her blog, so it has the right school year on there. And on the inside are pages for your kids to fill out about what they learned in each subject throughout the year or what their favorite thing about each subject was. It is designed for school and classroom settings, but it's been easy to adapt to our homeschool, and it's a fun little keepsake for your kids to fill out at the end of the year and for you to look back on later. So I keep these in their box. The next thing I keep in their box are any special projects that we did or lap books that we did. So this year we did some literature lap books. My oldest did a couple. My kindergarten only did one, but these are really fun to save and to look back on. We don't do a ton of lap books, so I'm able to save the ones that we do because they don't take up a ton of space. If you're doing lap books throughout the year and you have 10 or 15 of them, that might take up a lot of space in the box, so you might have to go through and just hold out your favorite ones. But these are fun to save. I know my mom saved some of mine from a long time ago, and I actually pulled them out this year to show my girls the lap books that I did when I was in school, and they had a fun time looking through them, and it was a fun memory for me. So lap books are a fun thing to save in your school box. This year I'll be saving our history notebooks. This was our first year doing notebooking. So in years past I haven't saved any notebooks because we hadn't done them, but we really enjoyed doing notebooking with our Story of the World history curriculum this year. And it contains a lot of art projects and drawings inside these notebooks from both of my girls. So I'm going to be adding this to our homeschool keepsake box. The next thing that I put in their file folder throughout the year is the first couple of pages of their core subject work and the last couple of pages of their core subject work. Throughout the year, my girls like to keep their pages that they complete in a folder because it's hard for them to write in their textbook. So a lot of times we will pull out the papers to complete for the day, and then when they're done, they store them in the folders. And so I decided when my oldest was in first grade to save kind of the first few pages and the last couple of pages, because I feel like that shows a progression. It shows what they started off with and then what they were doing by the end of the year to show their progression throughout the year. So I'll do that for their math pages, for their language art pages, and I'll even do that for their handwriting book. So I'll find like a good sample page from the first few lessons or the first few weeks of school, and then find a good sample page from the last couple of weeks of school so I can see how their handwriting started in the beginning and what their handwriting looked like when we finish the year. And then the last thing that I'll keep in their homeschool box is any standalone artwork that we do throughout the year. So sometimes throughout the year with the changing of seasons or with certain holidays, we'll do standalone unit studies or art projects. And so if there's anything that's easy to keep, like this pumpkin where we worked on pointillism, just one little page, easy to stick in the file folder, I will put that in there. We did some Veterans Day work, and so she had a writing prompt, what is a hero? I'll keep that this year. We did a Martin Luther King Jr. study where she did some artwork for that. This is all my third graders' work. And then also a St. Patrick's Day artwork, and then some Valentine's Day copy work that shows some of her cursive writing. So I'll keep just a sampling of holiday work like that. Sometimes I'll have my kids go through their folders too to kind of look through their art projects or their copy work and ask them what were they really proud of completing this year? What did they want to save and be able to look back on? And if there's anything special that they feel like they want to keep and remember, then I'll also include that in their homeschool box. One last thing, I will give my kids tests throughout the year. Their phonics and language arts program do come with test booklets starting at grade 1. I do kind of test them randomly with those test pages, and so I will save just a couple of those to stick in there, which also is more for record keeping. Sometimes I can get a little paranoid, like, am I going to have to prove myself to some governing school board someday? Are the homeschool laws going to change? Is there going to be any problems down the road? Which prayerfully won't be the case, but I feel like just keeping a couple of tests, I actually don't even know what that would do, but in my head, I don't know. I just keep them. Okay, so what do I not keep? I don't keep, speaking of tests, I don't keep spelling tests. I throw those all out. I don't see a need to keep the spelling tests. I don't keep every work page that was completed throughout the year. Like I said, just maybe one or two from the beginning, couple from the end. I don't keep every school project. I take pictures and videos of our school projects throughout the year, and so those are our keepsakes for the projects. After a couple weeks, the projects get tossed. I don't have the space to keep projects. But taking pictures of them is a great way to keep the memory, and you could even print them off and stick them in a file folder box in the grade that they completed them. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know my girls worked on their states and capitals this year. They had a few map pages to go along with that. I'm probably not going to keep this. Random coloring pages that my girls colored while we were doing read alouds or morning Bible time, I'm also not going to keep. Here's a look inside the box. So first up we have her kindergarten folder. It's labeled here, I have first grade, second grade, and third grade labeled. I haven't added the labels for the following grades yet. I feel like your first few years of elementary school are gonna have thick folders. There's a lot of cute art projects that we like to save when our kids are in their early years. So I feel like these folders are going to be thick. You can see first grade is pretty substantial compared to kindergarten, but it also has my planner in there. And then it's second grade doesn't have quite as much as first grade. So each year is probably going to be a little bit different, but there's still lots of space in this box. And like I said, I feel like as you get into the older years, you're gonna have less of the cutesy art projects that you wanna save, and it's gonna be more of just the thin papers. So I think this box is gonna be plenty big enough for each of my kids' 12 years of schooling. And if we get towards the end of their schooling into the high school grades and we're running out of room, then I can always go back and I can look through their kindergarten and pull out things. But I think a box that is this size is plenty big enough to keep all of the school papers that you need. I don't think I wanna keep anything more than what's gonna fill up a box this size. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas of how you can store your homeschool papers and projects at the end of the year. And I hope it helped you kind of weed through the things that you can keep and things that you can throw away. I'd love to hear in the comments section how you guys store your school papers for the end of the year. And I'd love to hear the things that you choose to keep and the things that you choose to toss. So please head to the comment section, leave your ideas there to encourage other homeschool moms and build up this community with some more homeschool ideas. To all the homeschool families that have finished their year or are about to finish their year, congratulations. Well done on another year. I'd love it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more homeschool content. In a couple of weeks, I'll be heading to the Home Educators Association of Virginia's homeschool conference in Richmond, Virginia, and I plan to take some videos and some pictures of that and share my experience with you guys there as I go to their used curriculum sale and also their homeschool curriculum fair. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can be on the lookout for that video, and also more videos with my curriculum picks for my upcoming 4th grader and 2nd grader and preschooler for the 2023-2024 school year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.